Welcome back to another video in the series about how I got nominated and won Best New Artist of the Grammys in 2027 and exactly how I did it every single fucking day. Yesterday we finished these concepts. Now today we're going to take it a step further. At the end of my last video I mentioned that I began working on this. Some of the imagery of the cinematic story that I was trying to tell and how I was trying to tell the story. If you want to hear more about that, go check out that video. Like I mentioned yesterday, this is the Cocoon album. In my first project, I was learning to crawl, learning to get back into music as an adult. And this is where all of the development happened. The massive refining of my sound, of my look, of my image, of me as a person and my character, and the relationships that I have in my life that ultimately inspired me to make this project. Now, this album is built around a few key pieces of who I am as a person that helped to shape the narrative. I mentioned the color blue, big text, and the cocoon. Now, I want to talk about big text for a second because there's a piece of the imagery here that's really key to the creative storytelling. As an adult, I have moved away from Arlington, Texas, where I'm from, out here to Salt Lake. And in a part of that, there's a certain level of identity that's lost or amplified when you move to a new place. That's reminiscent of the place that you come from, either because you're looking for something new or because it has built a large foundation of who you are and how you interpret yourself in the world stage. Now, for me, growing up in Texas, Cadillacs were a big part of the culture. My uncle had an Escalade, my auntie an XTS, my grandfather an old Cadillac that he just got running again, new engine, new train, the whole part. So that's a part of this, is I'm gonna get an old Cadillac. My dream car is a 67 Black DeVille. Now, I don't know if I'm able to get a 67, but I am gonna get an old Cadillac and I am gonna restore it and I am gonna make it black to be this Cadillac. And taking the idea of the Cadillac being the actual cocoon. So throughout the project, you'll see the development of the car in a way where eventually you can't see inside anymore as the cocoon is hardening and I'm developing towards the end of the album. And then you see these moments where light is breaking and transformation is being lifted as if I'm breaking out, prepping for my next album, which is the coming out party. I'm gonna do more work on this and continue the story. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.